Hi, I'm Doug from Worship Musician Magazine, and welcome to the companion video for the Great Delay Pedals for Worship feature in the January 2017 issue of the magazine. The sound you just heard is regarded by many to be the holy grail of delay tone, the iconic Echoplex EP3, and in its own way, this amazing piece of gear was the inspiration for each of the pedals you're about to hear. All right, there were two basic prerequisites that I had for choosing the pedals in this video. One, they just do delay, and two, they have a built-in tap tempo foot switch. All right, for all the demos, I'm going to be using the Fender Edge Signature Stratocaster and Deluxe amplifier kindly on loan from our friends at Fender. And one at a time, we're going to place the delay in between the guitar and the amplifier. All right, before we get to the demos, I want to thank you for watching this video. I would also like to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, the first thing you're going to hear is the bass tone of the guitar going straight into the amplifier. So let's get to it. The signal chain after the amp is an Audio-Technica 5040 microphone into a Millennium Media Mic Pre, adding virtually no color. So I have one favor to ask. Please, if possible, do not monitor using your laptop speakers. Earbuds, IEMs, headphones, studio monitors would be awesome. All right, on to the demos. Boss and Roland are definitely not boutique companies, but they've been in the delay game for a long time. I bought the Space Echo in 1980, and the DD3 has been in continuous production since the 80s. For the money, the DD500 is one of the most feature-rich delays on the market. It's got presets, different delay modes, stereo in and out, MIDI. This thing offers a lot of the boutique features at a price that a lot of players can afford. Great value, great sounding pedal. At one point, the good folks at Diamond loaned me pretty much every pedal in their entire line, and my big takeaway was the fact they managed to get studio quality effects into a stomp box. That's not easy to do. The Memory Lane Junior takes the larger format memory lane and shrinks it down, and the thing that I think a lot of players will love about this pedal is you don't have to do a lot of finessing to get a great sound. This thing is awesome. The 550 TT is an exceptionally exciting pedal because it marries classic vintage tone with modern amenities. The gain control allows you to choose how much you want to starve or abuse the front end of the amplifier. And the rate and the depth control allows you to really fine-tune the modulation. All right, somehow Electro-Harmonix laid their hands on some new chips that are very close in terms of the sound of the original Panasonic Bucket Brigade chips. So sonically, it sounds like a vintage pedal with all these great modern amenities, including a 5-way little button there that allows you to choose 5 different subdivisions for the tap tempo switch. Again, vintage tone, modern amenities. This is a super exciting pedal. The Empress Super Delay really does live up to its name in that it's got a ton of great features, including a volume control that again allows you to choose how hard or how soft you want to hit the front end of the amp. But what's most amazing is the delay in itself sounded so lush I didn't even want to turn on the modulation. It's a beautiful sounding pedal. The Eventide TimeFactor is one of my favorite delay pedals of all time. It's built like a tank and it sounds great. And there's a pair of switches on the back that allow you to fine tune the level either for instrument level into the front end of an amplifier or line level for the effects loop, and it makes a dramatic difference on the tone. Huge. I have the unique privilege of being able to teach at some really cool guitar camps with some amazing players, and every so often I get asked to sit in. And the guys that I get a chance to play with are amazing. Not the sort of time you want to have a bad night or bad tone. I'm always playing through a Marshall JVM and I'm using the TimeFactor in the loop. This thing sounds amazing. It's built like a tank so it doesn't fall off the top of the amp on a rumbly stage. This is an amazing piece of technology and I love it. The guys at JHS have worked hard to become one of the go-to brands for worship pedal boards, and the Panther Cub is definitely no exception. It's a great blend between classic bucket brigade style analog delay and modern amenities. It's got an effects loop, it's got modulation controls, and the ratio control allows you to toggle between 4 different subdivisions for the built-in tap tempo. The other thing is there's a tap tempo jack to either send or receive tap tempo information with other pedals, and it's super cute. The engineers at Line 6 have done so much to improve the sound for worship guitar. The amazing thing is the DL4 is incredibly feature-rich, but it still sounds every bit as good for worship guitar as it did the first time I heard it. Prior to the release of this pedal, the previous version of the Echolution was my go-to delay on my worship pedal board for at least a year. These things sound great, they have a ton of features, and are perfect for the house of worship. I've been friends with the Source Audio guys for a number of years, and they're a company that you're probably going to hear an awful lot about in the next 12 months. First of all, David Gilmour is using their gear. Need I say more? All right, this pedal is awesome. There's deep editing functionality on your phone, on your computer. There's a bunch of stuff that these guys are going to be doing. They've just come out with a reverb pedal. Keep your eyes open for Source Audio. Strymon is one of those brands that manages to stay on the right side of the buzz versus hype equation. Their gear is consistently excellent. It's brilliantly designed and it sounds great. And it's been a huge addition to the house of worship. I love the TimeLine. Replica is one of the few pedals in this video that does not include a modulation circuit, and arguably it doesn't need one because it's got a ton of great features. The brown button, which has now been replaced with a switch, allows you to engage a high cut filter to simulate the sound of a vintage tape echo. And the subdivision button, or switch now, allows you to toggle between quarter note delays and triplets. Great sounding pedal, and it's one of the other brands that's made its way onto David Gilmour's pedal board. The Boost D.L.A with tap tempo is the latest incarnation of the Boost D.L.A pedal that I've been using for a number of years. couple of great new additions. First of all, there's a button that allows you to toggle between quarter notes and dotted eighth notes with the tap tempo. Again, that's a new feature in and of itself. There's also a button that allows you to turn the trails on or off when you turn the pedal off. Very convenient to have that function. There's also another knob on this thing called tape drift that simulates the random modulation you get with the tape echo. Very cool. And like just about all the pedals in the Tech 21 line these days, you have the ability to choose how hard or how soft you hit the front end of the amplifier. Great sounding pedals. I love this. TC Electronic is a brand that I have an awful lot of affection for. They've had a lot of skin in the effects game for quite some time and have built some really amazing units. All right, the cool thing is you're seeing these TC sounds appearing in lots of different types of units. Now, the sound you just heard was the tape model that's built into the triple delay. But arguably one of the coolest features of the triple delay itself is the ability to run delays, multiple delays, either in series, one delay into the other, or in parallel. This is an amazing piece of technology, as is all of this stuff. As I think you can tell, the W section of my tone library is pretty well rounded out with Wampler. And the latest incarnation of the Faux tape echo is very cool. A couple of improvements that I really dig. First of all, this little button here allows you to toggle between 4 subdivisions per the tap tempo. And I also think he took the tone control from the Ego compressor and brought it over here. Very cool sounding unit. The W section of the tone library also is well represented with some way huge pedals, which in case you didn't know, are part of the Dunlop family. And I've known those guys forever, and they're an amazing bunch of guys, and needless to say, they make great gear. The Supa-Puss is an amazing piece of technology in that it's got classic analog warmth, but there's a lot of pristine high-end also married with great modern features. You can control the modulation. You can control the tone as well as the gain in terms of, again, how hard you hit the front of the amp. The feedback control, you can toggle between 4 different subdivisions for the tap tempo. But again, what really makes this pedal so interesting is it's got a lot of pristine high end. I'm surprised we don't see this on more Warship pedal boards. All right, that gets us to the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to check out the magazine, worshipmusician.com. Thanks again for watching. God bless.